I was having this discussion with my wife yesterday, and she didn't believe me, about how men tend to think that flexibility is effeminate. And there's some people that think that it's less manly for a male or a boy to be flexible. I think this has led to the huge epidemic I have of little kids, usually guys, that are extremely stiff when they come to my Taekwondo class. I've never seen such stiff kids. And they don't like to stretch because it hurts. So I have to spend a lot of time loosening them up to get them to the point where they can do all the kicks that they think are cool. So she said, oh, you're just imagining or whatever. And then I saw something on Instagram. I'm going to put a link to it in the description box, where they're making fun of this child, male child that's flexible, and they're implying that because there's no father around, that the boy is going to be effeminate. Here's proof he's flexible. All I got to say is, if you think that flexibility is for the effeminate, you're going to have a hard time if you're trying to do Taekwondo. Maybe that's why a lot of people criticize Taekwondo, because it requires a lot of flexibility, especially in the legs. And it's not like you can't loosen it up and get to the point where you can do the moves, but you're going to have to acquire some leg flexibility if you want to do fancy leg kicks. I don't even stress the fancy kicks that much, but they are part of the curriculum. And if you want to get a black belt, you should be able to do them barring any medical restrictions. So I got the link to that below. I just want to say, basically, if you think that being a man being flexible just makes him effeminate, there's something wrong with you. Oh, and one more thing. Gymnastics. One of my students was surprised I could do a cartwheel. And when I was teaching at another place where I don't teach now, they wanted to have the boys do gymnastics and they wanted to have the girls do gymnastics and the boys do martial arts. And I say you should have both do both. Keep in mind that the tumbles in gymnastics are very much like the rolls that you have to do in judo. And that's another problem I've had, trying to teach some children, male or female, to do the forward roll when they're small. They're terrified. I know I lost at least one student because that student was afraid of doing a forward roll because it didn't take gymnastics before. The kids that took gymnastics, they just had to adjust their forward roll a little bit. See, if you put your children in gymnastics when they're small, and not think that gymnastics is only for girls, you're going to make it a lot easier for the child to learn martial arts. If it's an adult has an adult brain. They can reason their way through the problem. Once I show them the form and tell them how to position their body, starting from kneeling and going up, even if they've never done any type of gymnastics before, they can power through it. And even if they do feel a little afraid, like one adult had told me he did, but he's an adult. He understands, his fear of the unknown. He understands why he might be nervous about tumbling 360 degrees. So he took a deep breath after he got the position down, took the leap of faith, and did it. But you want to limit your children because you think that gymnastics is only for girls, when being able to fall or do a tumble can save a child from breaking their neck in sports. You want to limit your children that way because you have some hang-ups about gender, like we don't have male gymnasts. And that's another thing that really gets me. Have you seen the flexibility on an NFL player? Have you seen the flexibility on professional fighters? Have you seen the flexibility on male professional athletes? They have extreme flexibility. They're at least as flexible as I am. So just get this out of your head that flexibility is only for the effeminate. It's not. And if you'd like to become more flexible, my spiel, Look around on the channel, click around, find out where to take a class, etc. Peace.